after a few technical glitches before that start of the show, we're now up and running. Welcome to episode 53 of the All Four Back podcast. I'm, of course, Chester430 and joined, as always, by Hadlington. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody.
A good evening to Shads.
Hello, everyone.
And it's a good evening to our producer, Tank. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So, big talking point. Of course, it's the last podcast before the start of the season. We're all excited about the year ahead.
Maybe.
I'm sure some are other than others.
I'm sure somebody is. I'm sure somebody is.
I'm very excited.
Well, yeah. So, looking ahead to tonight's festivities, we have a rundown or a preview of the up-and-coming BGP and SCS Round 1 taking place at Esbjerg in Denmark on Sunday. We have the remaining competition track draws, which is the BLRC, the 4-team tournament, and I believe the pairs and reserve pairs. We'll also have a recap on that one. We then have some team changes coming in. So it hasn't even started yet, but there's already some team changes we'll get into in a little while. And of course, we have the first week of the Knockout Cup quarterfinals, and then look ahead to next week's shows. So, without any further ado, BGP. Just going to mute Scotty there because he's there we go. So, BGP and SCS taking place at Esbjerg in Denmark. This is the opening round of Season 20's BSS Sliders Grand Prix Series. A couple of new names in this competition. We have Makinen from last year, the defending SCS champion. And of course, we have Wolfie, who qualified as well. And also Cappy. So the top three from last season's SCS are in the BGP this year. Shads, I'll start with you first, mate, if I can. You're in this meet. Of course, you were first out the hat in the draw last week. So your thoughts going to Esbjerg for the first round of the BGP?
I am bricking myself. I've been practicing with a few of the guys and practiced with Stefan this afternoon after an unexpected day off work because of the storm. And I thought I was fast until I raced against Stefan. Who else was in there? Brett Locker was in there. Brett Locker was last night. Happy. A few other guys from the SCS, and let's say there's a little bit of work to do.
Looking at the
it doesn't help. It doesn't help someone who can't gate to save their life.
Yeah, you were saying that this track's a bit of a gator's paradise. It's
a little bit, yeah. It's a weird line. It's dive up the inside and then round the boards on 3 and 4. It definitely helps. It definitely doesn't help an inside gate unless you get a jump. And I've got 2 great ones, so that's me shafted straight away. I'm just looking forward to racing. I'm just whichever competition. I mean, I don't care. I'm just going to race on a Sunday night. Like I said before, Sunday night TV's crap.
Just said in the chat that Heat 10's quite interesting. Stephen 101, Stefan, Ryan, and Makinen. That should be a good race. Hads, of course, you were in this season or this tournament last year, not in it this year. So we can have you more as a neutral perspective from this in this BGP this season. So, your thoughts on the BGP this year?
Yeah, I'm glad. To be honest, I'm not in it. If I'm being totally honest, because I've never raced in the SCS as well before, and obviously it was a bit of a poor season last season. Not in overall, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of the new guys doing this series. Shad's included in that one. Again, Le Sorcier. Obviously, we were doing laps with him for the Wolves, and he's looking pretty good in practice. And Cappy, especially, he's got 2 gate ones there in his last 2 heats, which probably is not going to help him. But let's see how he can step into the GPs. But also, I've got to mention Hobnob. It's the first time I think he's been a full-time Grand Prix rider, and to be honest, if anybody deserves it in the game for the amount of time he's played, I think it's probably him.
Yeah, of course you've got the big names in this meeting as well. Of course you got Racer Ryan, you got Squall, Stephen, Fakey, Powis.
Go on, you can say it. You can say
Fizz,
it. Go on.
Bobby.
Go
So
on.
basically big names there. Of course they're all gunning for
I've
one
missed
guy.
one.
All gunning for one guy. Of course, that's the main man himself. He's looking for his 4th consecutive BGP, I think it is, going along. I could be wrong because I haven't been watching for God knows how many weeks.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, it's back at it. Yeah. Oh, Sizzler with the first joke of the season. There we go. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So we're going to move swiftly on to the SCS. Of course, this takes place on the same night as the BGP. And again, a few names that are relatively new in this competition. Of course, Hads, you're in this one. You've been, dare I say, demoted to the 2nd individual championship. But your thoughts on the SCS this year?
Demoted. Behave yourself.
We'll get an extra 1,000 chips.
Down there with the
get an extra
peasants.
1,000 chips. Now, to be honest, I'm looking forward to it. I think this is probably one of the strongest series I've seen SCS wise. You got Jan and Wayne coming back in, Bewitcher coming back in, and then obviously myself, Scotty dropping down from the GPs. Capesy was in the GPs. JC has been the SCS as well. I mean, David Nofi always did well in the SCS previously as well. So it's going to be a really, I think it's going to be a really tough field. It's going to be probably, if you can get a solid start, maybe first round, try and make a semi-final probably, and something to build on. But obviously, easier said than done. Yeah,
so a long season this one. Cam's just put in the chat. He says, random SCS shout. Cam and Rico in the same final get 1 and 2 on the same screen. Of course,
Cam won't because he hasn't confirmed yet. So.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Oh.
Get in there as quick as you can, Cam. Get in as quick as you can, then, mate. Shads, your thoughts on the SCS this year? Of course, you were in this tournament last year, so essentially you and Hads are just like swap positions. So your thoughts on what looks to be a tough SCS championship this year?
Yes, Dan. Like a few people have said, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to call. It's a really tough one to call. And the guys that have dropped down, and some of the new guys, you know, it's all going. Like I said last week, it's all going to be down to availability. Who, if you miss 1 or 2 meetings, you're basically screwed. Really. I mean, I practiced with Jan and Dip and Caney and Bewitcher this afternoon, and I think Caney looked really good. He looked really good. Jan looked pretty decent as well. I'd say Caney's definitely in for a top 3 finish. He'd be my one to look at. But to pick a winner out of that lot, difficult. Scotty, we don't know what Scotty's going to do around there. I don't think I've seen him race around there. We had 2 or 3 laps in the Panthers server about a week ago. It's hard to tell because none of us were riding the line that everyone else is riding now. It was all going around the outside and it wasn't really working. We were about half a second slower than we had been today. I'm looking forward to Heat 15 to see which one of the two is going to drop out, Cam or Rico. Or if they're going to race side by side on the same keyboard, which I think they've done before. I think they've done that before once, and I don't think it worked out very well for both of them.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm surprised they haven't done like a GoFundMe account to get a new laptop for them both.
Being a bit later in the meeting, I think Rico might do the honourable thing if Cam's in a bit of chance Rico isn't of letting Cam race in that one, but you don't know. We don't know what sort of relationship they've got. It might be like competitive dad on the fast show. You just don't know, do you? It might be
No.
like.
Yeah, of course, this all takes
Yeah,
place
there you go.
on Sunday, so it's a long season this year. So anything can happen. As you said, availability could be a factor, and of course, as the season progresses, a lot of things will happen. Of course, the points you have carry on for each meeting, so you get points as you progress. So hopefully, it'll be some good close racing in the SCS and in the BGP as well. Of course, we'll have all the action and reaction next Friday.
You really want it to go down to the last week, don't you? Really, the last round.
Around Pirate Speedway. Is it around Pirate? Yeah, they're around that little one. Yeah, that'd be quite funny.
Yeah, around the little track. Yeah. The wheel worked its magic again.
It did indeed. Yeah, it did indeed. But I'll say, also just why I got you both here. Out of the tracks that have been selected this year, which stands out for you as like the one that you want to go to, like you're looking forward to go to? I'll start with you first,
I
mate.
can tell you which ones I don't want to go to.
Every single one.
To be honest, I haven't really. I know we did the draws last week. Big Gosh, I think I've rode there before. That's probably the only one I probably slightly know. I mean that is it Ludwigslust or something?
The German one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean I haven't got a clue. So Norwich we've read a little bit before, but apart from that, not really too much in the know about these tracks, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same as Heads, really. I mean, I quite like this track, this Edgebird track. I quite like this track. It's got a bit of a dive bomb, which I quite like. I'm not looking forward to the last one. Small tracks just don't do it for me.
Yeah,
And
Pirate Speedway.
Norwich, I remember Norwich from a few seasons back in the league, and I was shocking man there. So, well, I suppose once I get practicing on some of them, I'll know a bit better. Like Heads, I don't really know. I haven't really looked at any of the tracks that have been picked apart from this one. That's hard to say, really. We only really ride them in fun serve and just have one race on them, so it's hard. You can't really tell.
Well, we'll get thoughts and feedback as the season goes on. So yeah, we're looking forward to a good season of both the BGP and the SCS. So moving on to the draws, we've got some track selections to do for the up and coming individual meetings and pairs meetings. So the order of which the meetings will be drawn in, it will be the pairs and reserve pairs, then the 4-team tournament, the BLRC, and the World Championship. Those can be the 4 tracks in order of when they're going to be selected. Of course, there was quite a few we couldn't bring in. A lot of them were excluded. Of course, the British tracks and the World tracks, I believe it was. So if Tank, you're available, mate, just obviously verify what's happening in terms of the draws. I'm pretty much like explained it as best I could. So if you can just reiterate what's been said.
You want to correct him, Tank?
Yeah, probably.
It's the order in which the tracks will be drawn is actually the 4-team tournament, the BLRC and the RC for the Reserve Prize Championship pairs, and the World Championship qualifier and final. Obviously, the when it comes to the British League Prize Championship and the Reserve Prize Championship, it's excluding of the obvious league tracks in the British League and Norwich from the series, and the same applies for the World Championship. Now that's excluding the British and the USA tracks, along with the series tracks, and then obviously the pairs is excluding the league tracks and also the series track of Norwich. So it'll all be in that order. So
Did you all get that? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. So without any
Just do the draw.
without any further ado, here come the track selections for the season 20 big meetings. So 4-team tournament first of all. The track will be the new Workington Northside track.
No surprise.
Now I've had actually a few laps on this one. Funny story. I went in with Craig, and the first time that I even saw the track, I was ahead of Craig. He instantly thought that I was Stefan in disguise.
That's hard to believe.
I know. He even said to me, "Look, take a video of you in the server right now," and I said, "So there we go. There we go." He said to me that this is not Winchester. This is not Winchester.
He must have changed the lines after that practice session.
Yeah. MDR is confirmed that I am telling the truth. So yep. So the new Northside track as the 4-team tournament. Wow. So the next meeting, it will be the.
Can I just, Robin, just to say that
Yes.
whilst this is just the Emerson, the track's not actually in the game yet. We've gone with the 4-team tournament as a team event, so it's not individual. And because the 4-team tournament is on the 13th of April, I'm thinking off the top of my head, and it's given enough time for Craig to get it ready to be put into the game, and it gives also me time to put the patch and the full installer together and update that in plenty of time. And the aim is to release the patch to get it on so everyone can race on it and get used to it ahead of it and that 4 weeks notice. So the plan is on the 16th, Sunday the 16th of March, and that you'll be able to download it from and get it on the game and race it, so that everyone won't have to be rushed or anything like that. So you'll have plenty of time to get used to it. So we've made sure to get plenty of time. So that gives you the time frames and that. So the 16th of March is when it will obviously be available to obviously download, and then you've got 4 weeks to train on it.
Yeah.
Ready for the meeting.
Well, I've got to say it's a great looking track, and Craig has worked his magic as he always does on this game, making all these different. He's made so many tracks on this game. It's unbelievable. So a massive thanks to Craig for putting the new Northside track on. So our next track will be the British League Riders Championship, the one that we all want to win in the league. Here's the selections. So where are we going? The BLRC will take place at Wembley Night. Oh, going a bit old school with Wembley there. Yeah, very, very old school there. There's a I think there's a qualifier, and then there's a grand final. Well, yeah. So the qualifiers track pick, I think we're doing first. Is that right, Tank?
Oh, looks like Craigie Hill's got his wish. Thanks, laptop's going.
So the qualifier, we go to Feisted. That's a qualifier.
Danish, isn't it? Danish.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that not Stefan's? Where Stefan's from? I don't know.
I don't know. It is for
Or is it?
and
See, I do know some things.
Oh, Waveville, wasn't that Wasn't that a track in the Summer League?
Yes, Summer League,
Wayville Wombat. Wayville Wombat.
Oh, the Australian track. Is that where the Australian track? Yeah.
Wayville.
So that's the qualifier track, which is
Oh wow,
geez,
look at that bend.
oh bloody hell.
Jesus. Wet. Oh dear.
That's like Darlington in NASCAR. One corner's tighter than the other. Jeez.
Yeah, that's going to confuse a
Blimey.
few people.
Oof. Wow.
Wayville. I'm just trying to have a look who rode at Wayville.
I certainly didn't.
Wayville Wombat. Pretty sure.
It was
Hmm.
Ads Speedy,
Apple
17,
was in it, wasn't he? Apple?
Le Saucier and Dempo.
Was it? Oh, Demp, yeah. Yeah, we
Wow.
won there. I
That
think
is
with
wow.
Bobby's side, we won there. Bobby might remember. Bobby, yeah, we did. We won there. We won there quite handily. I'm looking forward to that now. Might just be BLRC, so I won't be in it anyway. Oh well, never mind.
You were last season, weren't you?
Yeah, I know, but that was a really shocking team.
Hmm.
No offense to the rest of them, but Christ, it'd be in the top two in the averages on a 6-point average. I mean, come on.
Crazy things have happened there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I might have quit by then.
So here is the season 20 competition track overview. So for the BGP and SCS, we have Esbjerg, Ludwigslust, Bydgoszcz, Chorzów, Norwich, Baja Bianca, and Pirate Speedway. In the BLRC, we have Wembley Night. The pairs will be at Peterborough. The World Cup qualifier, sorry, the 4-team tournament at Workington Northside, and the World Championship qualifier at Fellstead, and the final at Wayville. So out of those tracks, gentlemen, I'll start with you first. Ahad, your thoughts on the track selections?
The Workington one. Looking forward to that one. Hopefully, I can get myself in that 4-team tournament team and push the other guys for a place in that. But apart from that, Wembley's obviously might, depending on when it is and the averages, might not have changed by then. I could be in the reserve one if I do all right. So Wembley's Wembley. I think is pretty straightforward now to people. But the World Championships tracks are probably intrigue me the most, to be honest. Can't remember racing either of those.
Shad, your thoughts?
Yeah, Wembley seems to come up a lot in fun servers. I think a lot of people will probably know that. Peterborough doesn't seem to be very popular. You don't see that very often. It's got a funny line, isn't it? It's got a cutback very close to the second white line on the second bend, which catches a few people out. I'm looking forward to testing Workington, though. I'm looking forward to that one. From what I've heard from you, looks pretty good. Well, obviously it's going to change. Like we know what Craig's like with tracks, so we'll see. We might end up at the other Workington if it's not ready in time.
Well, I think Craig will make it. Will make it work. But Hank, your thoughts on the selections? Of course, you did the old draws for us. Happy with your selections that you got?
Yeah, they're alright. I mean, but obviously, whichever one I end up being in, none really concerned me, and it could have been better tracks, and I know that's been obviously concerns of people about track selections, which will be obviously dealt with differently next season. So, but Wembley Night would be a good track, and I think that would produce some good racing. Peterborough, I think, will be a leveler because there's a certain line on it from memory that could make positions change. And World Championship tracks, And I know there's a on Wavell. It's quite an interesting line on that one from memory, but it's been a few years now. So yeah, on that, and then obviously for Northside, Workington, we shall see.
So there we have it, folks. The track selections for the big meetings for SCS Season 20. So I think it's only fair now we head into our break to give us a chance to have a quick breather. So when we come back, we're going to look at the team changes. A couple have been made already, and then look ahead to the Knockout Cup quarterfinals, and look ahead to, of course, the next week's show. So back in 2 minutes, chaps, and we'll see you in a bit. So, welcome back to All Four Back, episode 53 with Chester, Hads, Shads, and Tank. Now we have some team changes we have to bring into the fold. So, first of all, it's a team change for the Newcastle Wolves. So, with that being said, we're going to bring in their captain, who's been itching to get onto the podcast to see it this afternoon. So, welcome to Sizzler. Good evening, sir.
Hello, gents.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Good. Yeah, not too bad, mate. So, team change for the Wolves. I know it's still early season yet, so you can just talk us through what's been happening and what you've done.
Young Danny, fresh to the game. I think there's been a bit of an understanding of his availability and things like that. But yeah, he's sort of stepped down from the team or from the game actually for a bit. So we've had the opportunity to bring a replacement, and we brought in Pompey.
So Pompey comes in for the Wolves. Yeah, great inclusion there for yourself, Sis. Now, of course, you just said to me in our little private chat, you got a little something you want to say about a wolf?
Yeah, we've come up with an idea. We've come up with an idea because obviously Danny's new. He's very, very raw to the game, and there's a few young guns who are involved with the game now, with my Liam, Cody, obviously Pow's lad, Danny. There's a few other newbies that are coming to the game. What have you? We've come up with an idea of we're going to try and do like a Wolves Cup thing where once a month we're going to try and either do it on a night, get it on the socials, what have you, and do it for an hour between me, Pow and Ads. and try and get the newbies into the game, how to do it, whatever you might try and help them along, just so not just thrown in at the deep end. Yeah, just try and help them get into it more than anything. You know, as the season goes on, it's long. There's a few people who pop up on the Discord thing about joining the game, what have you. But I just think if there's something there they can aim to, or they can know what's coming up, they can see what they think about it and see what the ins and outs are and take it from there. And you might get some more for next year.
Yeah, I agree with that, mate. Also, of course, looking at your team this year, just looking for it. So you got yourself, you got Powys, Ads, Badger, Le Sorcier, Hadlington, Owen, and now Pompey. A very strong-looking Wolves team. How are you looking to build on that as the season progresses?
Yeah, I'm excited for this season, to be fair. Everyone knows about me and Pow, and we've always raced well together. Addy with Ads. Yeah, but practice has been really good. Hads and the Sorcier Owen are pushing us three at the top, put it that way. We're going to see Pompey in training soon. I've just got a bit of an issue with his internet at the moment, but that's being sorted. But yeah, we all know what Badger's capable of when he puts his mind to it. So yeah, we're looking forward to it, mate. Should be a good season.
Well, we will get you on during the season as well, Sis. But until then, thanks for popping in, mate. And
I've just got one more thing, mate. One more thing. There's another lad on the game. I really want to just quickly speak about. Just 2 seconds.
Go for it.
Squall. His charity work, what he's been doing. I know he's been doing a Make-A-Wish thing to make one lucky rider ride with his idol and his love thingy. And I'm sure you'll know about that more in a bit. I just want to congratulate Squall for making that wish happen. Really brilliant, mate. Thank you. Top job, mate. Keep up the hard work, mate. All right.
Well done, Squall. Well done, mate.
I had to, mate. You knew I was going to say something.
You've been waiting all day for that, haven't you?
Oh,
Mate,
God.
He's that high, Chester is. He's sitting on the roof of his house.
Oh,
He can't get doing.
God.
I'll let you carry on because obviously it's next. I was hoping he'd be on first, to be fair, just so I could even set the P even more. But Squall, fair play to you, mate, for your charity
You've done
work, mate.
You've done a great job. You've done a great job already, so don't worry.
Oh, well,
Oh, God.
the secret's out. Let's just bring him in. Squall, come on in, mate.
Oh, good evening.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Oh, I'm not bad.
Oh, that
Well
got me
done,
there.
Squall, mate. Well done, Squall. Scott, you'll be on Children in Need or something soon, mate. Getting a George Cross or something, mate. Fair play to your son. You've made one very young lad very, very happy, mate. Well done, mate. Proud of you.
I wondered where that was going at the start.
Right, I'll let you talk to Squall next before Chester flipping explodes in his pants. See you in a bit, boys.
God. I'm seeing a bit, says. Squall, just go on.
Yeah, it's always been Stefan's dream to ride with someone. And because Leroy's just disappeared, he's just vanished without a trace. So Stefan's begged me if we can sign Chester 430.
The secret is out. I am a dragon. I am a dragon.
Secret. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
There's no chance of you being neutral in future, then, is there?
Oh, team chats with Heppel and Chester. I don't know how I'm going to cope.
Comedy gold, mate. Comedy gold.
That's one way to describe it.
Oh, brilliant. But apart from that, Squall, you obviously, of course, you've got the team now all lined up. We had a few practices. I think it was last night, and the boys looking good around Oxford.
Yeah, better than I thought it would, including me somehow. I'm just want to get going now.
Yeah. Got the KO Cup to contend with first, I believe. We're at home to.
I'll see you on Monday then, Dan.
I got to talk to my boss about that. So there we go. Got to talk to the man in charge.
I've got to get Stefan to ride yet.
Oof.
Bloody Tesco shifts.
Yeah.
His phone is thick for that one.
Well, it's great. It's great to be involved with the Dragons this year, mate. And thanks for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
It's good to have you back in the game.
Thank you, mate. Really do appreciate that.
Now you can stop talking about season 3.
Yeah. Season 20 now. There we go.
Exactly.
Brill. Thanks, Squawk.
All right. Catch you later.
Cheers, mate. Oh. So there we have it. The secret's out. Oxford Dragons for season 20. You got some questions, lads? I think you're going to ask some, but I don't know if you're going to or not.
I was just going to say, obviously, I know you wasn't signing up at the start of the season when we were trying to get you. You got involved in a few meetings towards the end of last season, but obviously the chance to ride with Stefan was too good to turn down. Then I presume.
Yeah, I jumped into the Dragon server, and like when I said I had Dragons and Pool, and then of course Squall then said, Dan, how do you feel about riding with your idol? And I was like, screw it, let's do it. So yeah, good to ride with the lads and Steph, of course, and you know, I know everyone has a go at me for for bigging up Steph so much. I just can't help it, you know. He's just such a great guy to be around and train and stuff and all that.
Calm down. Jeez, you're making me feel sick.
Oh dear.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we'll move on now. We'll move on. We're gonna go to the quarterfinals of Knockout Cup. Of course, the Knockout Cup.
There goes the audience.
The Knockout Cup takes place. The first match Monday, 27th of January at 8:30. We'll see the Spartans take on the Scorchers. Of course, the Somerset Spartans led by DL Shaw with quite a rather tasty looking 1-7 there. Had your thoughts on the Spartans and Scorchers?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close one to open the season. To be honest, looking at the teams all the way through, pretty solid. All the way through, I'd expect both teams probably to go, if possible, the strongest 1-7 for this one. I know Ivy had a bit of an issue recently as well, but I'm not too sure about Scorchers. I don't have to let the cat out the bag and say I was asked to maybe ride for Scorchers, but that's not happening now because the other day got picked. So I think the Scorchers are a bit relieved and might probably have a couple more available than they would have if they'd gone with the other day. But I'm interested to see Jan and Mareki teaming up with Limo, because I think that, well, and Cam, to be honest, I think that's got the makings of a very good top 3, top 4.
Yeah. Shads, your thoughts on Scorchers and Spartans? Do you see this one going the full distance and to eat 15?
This is a tough one. This is a tough one to call. I like the look of both top ends, top 4. But I think Scorchers look a little bit stronger to me. Somerset's a track that most people know. I think in the league a couple of seasons ago, so there won't be any surprises. There'll be recordings to look at. This, like you say, this could go right to the last heat. I think obviously we've got 2 legs, so Powder Hall's not going to be to everyone's liking. So I can see the Scorchers going through over 2 legs, but I think the first leg's going to be really close. I can't call this one.
Yeah. Of course, noticeable riders to look out for in obviously both teams. You've got DL Shaw, Ryan, Mackinnon as well. Those are your top 3 sort of heat leaders for Spartans, so they're going to be in with a shout of scoring the big points around the oak tree. Of course, going back to the 7v7 this year as well, so we're not having the 6v6, so it's going to be like a 7v7 15 heat format we've gone back to for season 20 now. So it'd be interesting to see how the averages and the positions all change up. And of course, for the Scorchers, led by Limo, who was superb last season. Of course, he came in mid-season. He's going to be backed up by Cam, I think, because of course Cam had that sensational end of season last year. So if he carries on that form into this meeting, it's going to be very close to see who goes through.
I think the reserves are interesting in this one as well. I mean, if it is 6s and 7s, Neil and Westy against Tintin and David No Fear. I've read with all those guys, and they're pretty even as well, to be fair. So if it is the full 1 to 7s, even though reserves races, you can't really pick a winner from that, to be honest.
I think having David No Fear at number 7 at reserve is going to be a very much a trump card for the Scorchers this year, I feel. So hopefully we'll get to get all the action and reaction from these matches on next Friday's show. On to the next match we have, which takes place on the same night, Monday at 9 p.m. We have the Oxford Dragons against the Shawfield Panthers. And I'm going to bring in Had, if I can, for this one again, my good sir. Oxford and Shawfield. Your thoughts on this one? How do you think it's going to be?
It's the first battle of the presenters here, isn't it? You against Shads.
Well, actually, it's actually against two teammates. I've got Lofty at number 2 as well.
Oh yeah,
Because of course, Lofty signed for my Cycle Spear club. Well, for the club we're in.
I did forget about that.
Yeah.
Again, I think you look at the reserves. I mean, Caney and Ben Thompson as reserves. I mean, that's just madness to me. I mean, in Capesy and Heppel as well, we all know what they can do if they're on a good day. So I'm intrigued to see how the top 2 of the Panthers go, because obviously Bewitcher pulled out last season. Lofty hasn't raced for a couple of seasons. I expect Cappy to challenge them early on for that number 1 position, I think, towards the halfway of the bit of the season. Dragons, obviously we know Stefan and 101 can do. Squall, very solid on his day. I think the interesting one is going to be Julio at number 3 for the Dragons, to see how he fits into another team. It'll be the first time riding away from the Norse, so that's going to be an interesting one. But I think I'll probably have to go for a home win, but I think the Panthers are pretty solid in that middle area. If it won't be by too much, especially getting dialed in for these first meetings at Oxford. It's a bit of a tricky track as well for the away teams. So just have to see how we go, I think.
Shaz, what's your thoughts coming to Oxford, mate?
Yeah, looking forward to the first meeting. Always look forward to meetings now. Not we're everyone's favourites, most people's favourites to finish bottom of the league. There's absolutely no pressure on us. I mean, Dragons look really strong from 1 to 7. Yeah, just 1 to 7. Depending on who they put out. Depending on who they put out. Oh, you got it, did you? I think we can give them a good meeting. I think over 2 legs. I think it's going to be pretty close over 2 legs. As long as we don't get battered and give a good account of ourselves. Obviously, it's always good to start the season off with a win. Gives you a bit of confidence. If you start off with a really heavy defeat, it gives you the tone for the season ahead. We have to see obviously no recordings to look at. We're basically going on what we remember from the last road at Dragons. Obviously, Ben was a Oxford rider when the Brewers first came in. I think they had Oxford as a home track, so he knows his way around. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a good match on Monday, of course, at 9:00. And I said we'll have all the action and reaction on the next Friday's show, as I said previous. And is there one more match for this one, or is that it?
No.
I think is there not?
No, there's no more matches. The Wolves have got the bye along with Cowboys.
Yes, so they go into the semi-final, or pretty like the semi-final straight away. Yeah,
Face each other in the semi-final. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, with that being said, chaps, I think we can wrap up proceedings. We're looking ahead to next week's show. We have the reviews of the BGP and SCS from Sunday. We have the Spartans against Scorchers review, the Dragons against the Panthers review, and then, of course, a look ahead to the second week of the season with the first league fixtures of the season.
And also, we got 10 minutes of Dan licking licking Stefan's backside. Don't forget to add that in as well.
Hashtag sign a new host.
Oh,
Oh, well, saying that for myself. But chaps, it's been great. So with that all being said, I'm going to say good night to Tank.
Good night.
A good night to Shads.
Good night, fellas.
A good night to Hads.
good night, all.
And is a good night from me, Chester. We'll see you all next week for episode 54 of All Four Back. Of course, this podcast will be released 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, so on YouTube. So it'll be obviously posted into the Discord chat. But until then, folks, enjoy your racing. Good luck Sunday. Good luck Monday. And we will see you all back here next Friday. Peace out.